Chapter 32. Nate. I sit back on the bed and look around the small box room. Low wooden beams are propped up in the corner holding the weight of the room. The walls are covered in a sage and champagne-striped wallpaper, with framed photos of Annie as a child, her parents hugging her tightly or carrying her on their shoulders. It's the house. It's the house me and Mom have spoken about for years. It's like stepping into a version of my childhood that I don't have anymore, where the four of us, Mom, Dad, me and Stevie, were all at home, sat around our dining room table, laughing and poking fun at each other, playing board games and watching TV. We haven't been that way for years. Even when I am back home, the relaxed ease that Annie and her parents have has left my family. We can all be laughing, absorbed in a new series or marching along the streets of New York, but it's always there. That faint thread of worry winding us all together, ready to give a sharp tug if any of us get too lost in the idea that everything is okay and life is how it was before. Hey. I look up as Annie walks into the room. It's Tunny. I thought she was beautiful the first night I met her, when she was in her incredible costume. I thought she was more beautiful when I saw her last week, and she was dancing and having fun, flailing her arms around without a care in the world. But now, seeing her in her hoodie and baggy jeans, her cheeks pink from the warmth of the fire and her face bare of make-up ... I think she's the most beautiful yet. Right, she says, quietly closing the door behind her. They're distracted. I think I can get you out now. I raise my eyebrows at her in surprise. Out? To a B&B or a hotel, if you found one you like the look of, she says. You absolutely do not have to stay here. As we had chatted around the dinner table earlier in the evening, Annie's mom had asked what I was doing in the Cotswolds. When I told her the story, about how I'd come down here for a fun, spontaneous day and would have got stuck here. If it wasn't for Annie saving me and helping me find somewhere to stay, they both sprang into action, insisting that I must stay the night and get the train home in the morning. It was far too late to find somewhere else now, and they had a spare room. Really, it would be madness not to. Quite gladly. And they insisted. I knew I didn't have a choice, but I agreed. Of course, I say, catching myself. Annie had said she'd help me find somewhere to stay. She clearly didn't invite me to stay with her and crash her family meal and weekend. Sorry, you want me to go, I say, getting to my feet. I'll be on my way. Thank you so much for helping me. I really appreciate it. I glance at Annie and notice her face change. I'm not sure if it's the light, but she looks disappointed. No, it's not that, she says, sitting on the bed. TJUST ... You came here for a break, and my parents have ambushed you into staying with us. Team having fun, I say honestly. Really, this weekend has turned out better than I could have expected, but you've done more than enough. I'll go. No, she reaches forward and touches my arm. It's fine. If you're okay, then of course, stay. Fuck, Mom will kill me if she thinks I've kicked you to the curb. I meet her eyes, and for a second, I'm lost. They're a deep, chocolatey brown, upturned at the corners and framed by feathery, dark eyelashes. Stay, she says, pulling my arm so I'm sitting next to her on the bed. Really, are you sure? Yes, she nods. She folds her legs underneath herself and runs her fingers through her hair. It takes everything in me not to take her hand, just so I can hold it in mine. So, she says, how does all this madness compare to your childhood? Was it just you and your parents? I lean so my back is against the wall and shake my head. No, I have a younger brother. I live with him now, she smiles. I always wanted a sibling. I stroke my beard, the image of Stevie with his angry, scrunched-up face floating into my mind. Then another image of him, when we were both kids, when he was always laughing, trying to get someone to chase him round the garden and playing pranks on everyone. He used to laugh all the time. Well, I guess before Mom got sick. What is it? I look up at Annie, breaking from my thoughts. What? You looked a million miles away there. I smile. I guess I was. I was just thinking back to my own childhood. Being here sort of reminds me of home. Annie watches me for a second. Go on, then. What? Tell me about it. Oh, I laugh. It's all very boring. She pokes me in the ribs. Everyone says that about their own life. I want to know. I take a deep breath and dip back into my memory, feeling myself warm. Well, I guess the best way to describe my childhood is to say it was ordinarily extraordinary. It was just like everyone else's happy childhood, nothing particularly spectacular. We spent weekends on bikes or making dens, playing hide and seek or falling off the climbing frame in the park. Dad loves baseball, so he would sometimes drag us all out to watch a game. I think he was disappointed that he had two young kids and neither of them really cared about baseball, or even had a slight interest in it. She laughs. Thad, the same with my mom in cooking. She's tried to teach me everything she knows so many times, and I just couldn't care less. Yes, I raise my eyebrows at her, but you love kebabs. She laughs louder this time and pokes me again. Okay, what else? What about your mom and your brother? I force myself to pull my eyes away from her. Stevie was born the most annoying person on the planet, I'd say matter-of-factly. But we've always been thick as thieves. Nobody used to laugh as much as Stevie did. His laugh was always infectious. He could get away with murder. Used to? I raise my eyebrows. Sorry, she says, shuffling herself on the bed. You said he used to laugh, ... Does he not anymore? EC? Damn, I hadn't even realized I said that. Sorry, she says quickly. That's none of my business. I shouldn't. No, I interrupt, taking her hand to stop her from flapping it around anxiously. It's fine. I just hadn't registered I'd said it. I guess he's just more stressed now. We all are, really. I start to let go of her hand when I realize she's entwined her fingers with mine. Because of your mom? I nod, smiling. She's the best one out of all of us. Like, Stevie and my dad are great, but nobody shines a light close to Mom's. She'd love this house. I use my free hand to gesture around the room. It's like everything we used to talk about as kids at Christmas. She watches The Holiday every year. Like I said, that's why I came here this weekend. I steal a glance at Annie. I didn't intentionally follow you home, contrary to what you might think. She laughs and shakes her head. I thought maybe I'd planted the seed last time I saw you. I think there was far too much vodka for that. I grin at her, and she giggles. We fall into silence, and I lean my head back against the wall, looking down at Annie's hand in mine. Her nails are orange, with little black pumpkins drawn in the corners. Expect nothing less. So, I say, giving her hand a shake, you didn't tell me earlier that you have a sewing room here. I wouldn't have pewed in our dream house if I knew you already had one, she smiles. It's hardly a sewing room, it just has all my outfits in there. So, like a shrine? She nudges me with her foot. No. But, yeah, ... I guess. God, I would never bring a guy back to my parents' house on the 3rd. She stops herself, her cheeks pinching. Can I see? I ask. See what? At her. Your costumes, I say. Or the shrine, I add. Grinning, she looks at me for a moment, then sighs loudly and gets to her feet, pulling me off the bed with her. Fine, she huffs. I guess this night has been embarrassing enough. Surely this can't hurt. She pushes the door open and looks over her shoulder at me. Come on then, this way. We walk down the narrow corridor and up another few steps that lead into a small, oddly shaped room. The walls are plain, but it's filled with color. Rail upon rail of clothesline. The walls with fabrics folded in different cubbyholes, and a bright blue sewing machine sat right by the window. Did you really make all of these? She runs her fingers across the clothes, pulling some out and peering at them. Most of them, she says. Mom makes them too. We sort of run a business together. A business? Yeah, she says, letting go of a black lace gothic dress which swings back into place, making costumes for people who want them, mainly Halloween. But we have orders come through all year. You look around at the clothes. There are soft lilac dresses, enormous headpieces for gory creatures with bulbous yellow eyes and fangs, electric blue gowns, and multicolored woven jumpers. It's amazing, you say, staring. Little sequins and gems glisten as they catch the moonlight bouncing off the settled snow and landing through the window. You're amazing, she snorts. You are. I press on. Why don't you do this full time? You should be doing this with your whole life. You're so talented. She laughs, but I see her cheeks have flushed pink again, because I can't. Yes, but why? 'Cause it wouldn't work. But what if it did? Jesus. She turns to face me, her eyebrows raised, but a full smile spread across her cheeks. You watch too many films. I shrug, taking a step towards her. Maybe. She looks up at me, my heart lifting as her big brown eyes meet mine. Her chin tilts, and I put my hand on her cheek. Our lips are inches away, and so Annie, I ate. Would you like a cup of tea? We jump apart, and Annie quickly ruffles her hair, moving towards the door. Come on, she says. Do you believe in the universe? It's an hour or so later, and we're both lying on her bed, facing the ceiling. Annie's shoulders next to mine, and we've been staring at the glow and the dark stars stuck onto the ceiling with blue tack. Annie said they'd been up there since she was a baby, and her mom and dad couldn't bring themselves to take them down. She gives me a skeptical look. Are you about to tell me that you're a flat earther? Just answer the question. I smile back, shifting my right arm so it's under my head. Well, what do you mean? She asks. The room is dark apart from the yellow and green stars. The paned window. above us and the pale light of the moon beaming through. Do you believe that everything happens for a reason? I say, after taking a moment to put my thoughts in order. Like, do you believe that everything that happens is meant to happen? She pauses. Sometimes, I guess. I do, yeah. She glances up at me. I think I kind of have to at this point. What do you mean? I pause, the flicker of anxiety pinching at my chest as Mom's face pops into my mind. I'm about to push it back down and give Annie some generic reason, but I stop myself. I feel safe with her. You know, I told you my mom isn't well, I say, keeping my eyes fixed on the stars. Well, she's the best person I know, and she started getting sick a few years ago. Sometimes believing the universe has a big plan for us all is the only thing that keeps me sane. Although fuck knows why Mom having dementia needs to be part of any plan. There is no bright side to that. It's only shit. She doesn't deserve it. I sigh, and then I feel Annie's hand fold into mine. I'm really sorry, Nate. I run my fingers through my hair, feeling a weight lift off my chest. I haven't ever said that out loud to anyone. It's why I sent you such a weird message last week, I admit. We'd had a bit of a scare. She's fine, but I don't know. She squeezes my hand and I glance at her. This is my issue with the universe, she sighs. Like, it's fun to believe in it when everything in your life is going well, but what about when it's not? There are so many awful things happening all over the world every day. If the universe is here to look after us all, and it has a plan for everyone, ... Why do some people get a plan like that, and others get, nice plans? I digest the weight of her words when she sniggers. Sorry, she says. That was really depressing. I shrug. It's true, though. Ask me another question, she says, shaking my hand. Quickly, before I kill the mood entirely, I furrow my brow. Come on, anything. Okay, I say I've got it. What other dreamy men did you meet at the speed dating? I'm sure they were all falling all over you, she snorts. Hardly. I frown at her. I'm being serious. She keeps her eyes locked forward, but I notice her mouth purse. Guys don't really look at me that way. They definitely do, I scoff. She shakes her head. No, they don't. And that's okay. I'm not saying I'm ugly or anything, like I'm fine. But I'm just a filler girl, you know? She catches my expression and laughs. Team fine with it. It's something I came to terms with a long time ago. Really, I don't care. Filiger, T've never heard such rubbish, I reply. What even is a? She shrugs. Someone there to fill the gap until someone better comes along. It's fine, she says again, laughing. I didn't care. Like, it's cool, T's baloney is what it is. I say in my thickest New York accent, which makes her laugh loudly. Where did you even get this from? It was a guy, wasn't it? God, we're the worst. What's his name? I sit up and pretend to roll up. My sleeves. Give me his name so I can track him down, and if she pulls me back down onto the bed. You are such a drama queen, and you are misinformed. There is no way you are anything less than first choice. Any guy would be lucky to have you. She puts her hand on her face and groans, but she's still laughing. What about you then? Have you been dating much since you've been in London? I shake my head. Not unless you count hanging out with a 50-something-year-old man dating. Sorry, I hold up my hand. I still can't believe you think you're a filler girl. Oh, I wish I'd never said anything, she says, grinning. Come on, let's talk about the universe again. Tell me how you think we were destined to meet or something. I raise my eyebrows. Do you think that's such a ridiculous idea? She pauses, and then rolls onto her side so she's facing me, her arms tucked under her head. I copy her. For a moment, we just look at each other. I don't think it's a coincidence that I keep running into you, she says softly. She's so close to me now that I can smell her. She smells like roses and carries the warm, comforting smell of the fire. I move my head so I'm looking into her eyes. Well, why else would I keep seeing you if the universe didn't want me to? She raises her eyebrows at me, but her lips are stretched into a smile. Oh yeah? Yeah, I do think I was meant to meet you, one say, fully moving my body over now so that our noses are almost touching. Her smile broadens. Why's that? I think about answering, giving her some poetic ramble about life and love and what I make of it all. But I decide to kiss her instead.